Hey guys, welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2, where we're at the ferry, having just crossed, which you saw in the last video. So we're about to leave the ferry and try and complete this journey down to Belarus. Okay, so this is Ventspil's ferry port. So we need to head out of here, which it appears is around this way. Okay, so we have to go down here by the look of it. And then we need to go left here. Road's clear, that's fine. It's like a bus at a bus stop, potentially. A few people walking around. Quite a pretty area, looks quite nice. Road texture is different to normal. Some big buildings down here. Okay, so here we go, out of the city of Ventspils, hopefully. Another left-hand turn here. It's a traffic light. Oh, traffic light's changing, that's handy. Another pedestrian over there. I think having the pedestrians turned on in the graphics makes things look more realistic, but you would expect that if you're driving through a city you'd probably see some pedestrians, so I think that's pretty cool. You just put a tick in the pedestrians box on the graphics menu and up they pop, so yeah, that's pretty cool. I think they're walking quite a way, some of them. Okay, so onto the main road by the look of it. There's a truck maintenance area down here. Pedestrians walking all the way across this bridge. My word, they do like to walk along though, don't they? Insane. Okay, so roundabout here by the look of it. It looks unfortunately like we will have to rest once more because we've got 14 hours and 25 minutes to go. We've only have 11 hours following the resting on the ferry, so there will unfortunately be another rest spot, but we should be able to complete this in one video, I hope. I don't think it will be too long. So when we get anywhere below 11 hours remaining, we can do the rest then. I think I've gone past the junction there. Looks like he wants to go around there, so I'll go forward and go around the other bit of road. There's another way round, so it doesn't matter too much. So there's a few depots in Ventspils as well, so might be a good place to get a job later if we need to. Looks like we're going out towards the A10. It's the European A10, not the UK A10 obviously. It looks like we're heading out towards a road numbered A10 according to the route advisor. So we're heading towards Riga, capital of Latvia. So I guess we're in Latvia. And hopefully, now that we're in the 50-mile-an-hour limit, we can get going a bit, get the cruise control on. With a bit of luck, avoid any speeding issues by using the cruise control, which is always a good thing. And Avoid those interactive police guards giving us speeding tickets. Whilst I've had 1 or 2 speeding tickets along the way, I don't think the career's gone that badly, personally. I think you're always going to get 1 or 2. I think it's inevitable. It's hard to always stick exactly to the speed limits. I know you should, but sometimes it's just a case of going downhill and you pick up speed quicker than you think you will, and before you know where you are, one of these police cars turns up. But there you go. Railway line or something there. Okay, so we've got to go towards Riga again. I guess that 151 means 151 kilometres to Riga. Okay. What was our car there again? Gravel. 25 tonnes of gravel. We've got 44 hours to complete the job and we only need 13. We've got 10 hours driving time, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough to quite get us there, but there you go. Not to worry. Quite a long journey, this one. We've still got 500 miles to go, so, and we probably do need to think about getting some fuel somewhere as well. Ideally, get some fuel and rest at the same location once we're below 11 hours to go. So hopefully it should be fairly straightforward. Weather looks okay. It's now 4:50 in the morning, so hopefully it'll soon be getting light and most of this journey will be in the light. Which means it might be worth leaving the resting as late as possible so that more of the video's in the light, but it does really depend a bit on where resting is available as much as anything else. The fuel station down here. We're not desperate for fuel yet. Let's have a look at where it is. I think we might as well fill up. No harm in it. We'll probably leave resting till a bit further on, because we're still not under the 11 hours yet, so... But we'll get our fuel, why not? Statoil. Okay, so turn the engine off, hold enter to fill the tank. 0.77 per litre, 77 pence a litre. Wow, that is cheap. Not far over half price of what it is in the UK. I'm looking at 120 odd, I think, at the moment, something like that. Depending on where you get it, of course, but 77 pence a litre is definitely cheap. Probably a good place to fill up, as it turns out. Very cost effective, if nothing else. So it looks like we've got to go right round the petrol station to get back out to the exit. That's fine, we can cope with that. Okay, surely we can get through there. You can't. I find that a little surprising. Try straightening up a bit. Let's try that, see if that can help. It's refusing to come out there. I'm going to go to the overhead view. work out where the problem is. Right, now I'd have thought, with a straighter, we should get out. Yes, there you go. That's all it needed. No real problem. On we go. We need to turn back off this way. Don't want to go back to Ventspils. We want to head for Riga. And hopefully make some significant progress fairly quickly. Hopefully it won't be anything to be too much of a problem for us. And we can use most of this 11 hours driving time. And then we'll only have a couple of 3 hours left after we rest. What have we got? We've got 8.5 hours. It's now 6 in the morning, so that'll take it to like 1:30 in the afternoon. And then we rest. So we'll lose. The last bit will have to be in the dark, I guess, and whichever way, wherever we rest, I think that's going to be the case, so not to worry. Okay, so straight on towards Riga. Another fuel station coming up. We don't need it now, that's a shortcut. We now have a full tank again. Enough to complete this journey and hopefully the next one as well. Depending on where the next one goes. Don't know anything about that until we've delivered this one, so... Police car? Fuel possibly. Okay, so... Police cars are country specific, of course, so you get different police cars and different paint jobs on them in different countries, so they don't all look identical. They'll all have lights and sirens, and they'll all come and get you if you're speeding. But we have our cruise control enabled at 49 in a 50 limit, so don't have any problems with speeding down here, that's the short fact. That's good. Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, very nice indeed. And this is an area of the world I definitely do not know. Latvia as a country didn't exist, I don't think, until the breakup of the USSR. But it's certainly the area of the world I've never been to. And quite a lot of Latvian people have come to the UK. There are a fair few Latvians now living in the UK. Which I think is all to the good. Different cultures and everything. Okay, so we are heading up here and going right by the look of it. Looks like we've got to go off to the right up here. Sun's a bit bright as it's rising, but there you go. We haven't got our sun visor fitted, which should help a bit. Remember, I fitted a luxury sun visor, in fact, when we got the new truck, so... Tallinn, I think there's a ferry port there. Vaguely would recollect a ferry port being there from a previous profile. Okay, so over the bridge. I think I mentioned before, I've got a couple of other profiles where I drive for VTCs, virtual transport companies. Something I recommend doing. It adds a bit more to the game as well. You can search online and find various ones and pick which one you want to drive for. You just basically submit your jobs online to the site according to their rules, and then somebody accepts the jobs, and you get credit for it as you go, and you can get special skins and mods and so on and so on and so on. You just have to be careful just when you're looking at a VTC, look at what mods they allow and what they don't and such like. Some of them have very specific mods that they will allow, so generally you're not allowed anything which increases the performance of your truck. So anything that takes off the speed limiter, I guess, would not be allowed. And anything which vastly improves the performance of the vehicle beyond what the game allows. So you just have to, make sure you read all the information and before you sign up, and then once your application's accepted, you can start driving and submitting your jobs. It just adds another dimension to the game, really. And these people who create the VTCs, I mean, it's all free. They put a lot of time into it and everything, so they do it all just to add the ability for us guys to add a new facet to the game, really. So it's pretty cool. And there are plenty of them, some more active than others, you have to say. They usually have rules like you have to submit a job at least once every 30 days or something, which is not asking a lot, let's be honest. So, as long as you do that, you stay active as an employee of the VTC, and you can continue to submit your jobs online, and they have leaderboards and so on, and sometimes events where perhaps lots of people will meet up and drive in a convoy or something. I mean, there's lots of facets to it, so it's worth looking into, I think. Ooh, what are they doing there? Not quite what was going on there. So I guess we're in the Rusmap territory now. Possibly Promods, not sure. Once you get into the Rusmap territory, you do get different events. As I mentioned once before, I saw a crash light aircraft in a field next to the road, and I don't know what others there are, but I'm sure there's other things we might see as we go. Possibly got into the wrong lane here, but hopefully once these cars move I'll be able to go straight on. Looks like that guy's not going to go over on this change of lights. So I probably should have been in the right hand lane there and would have got across a bit quicker, but not to worry. Ogre, City of Ogre. Ogre, or something along those lines, no doubt. Hopefully these lights will change again soon. Here we go, he's moving. Oh, he's going straight on as well, there you go. Oh, unusual cargo you've got there, mate. It's a bit of an unusual one. Oversized load, I would say. Not quite sure what it is, but looks pretty big and heavy, you have to say. Okay, so that's another city discovered. Ogre. I'm not sure how that would be pronounced, but yeah, we're going straight on again here, so this lane will be fine. That's a rather large lake there. Just have a look around while we're waiting for the light. There it goes. I assume that's a lake, not a river, but then I'm not entirely certain. It doesn't continue in front of us and to the right, so it could actually be a river. It's very pleasant though. Okay, so let's continue on our way. This will all be new road explored. I don't think I've been through this area yet, so this will all be adding to our percentage of roads explored again, which is one of the sort of targets that I set myself at the beginning, so it'll be interesting to see how we go on that. I think this will help towards it. There's still a load of water to our right, so I think that must be a river. Quite a wide river by the look of it. Yes, we're getting a lot more roads explored hopefully, so we're getting further into Eastern Europe. We have been through bits of Poland, but not through this area I don't think, so hopefully we'll add a bit more. And then we'll see where we go with the next job and see sort of where else that might take us to areas that we haven't been yet. Oh, 31 that limit. Okay. Roundabout again. Seem to have fewer traffic lights and more roundabouts, which personally I prefer. I think they keep the traffic flowing better anyway, if they use properly. Like I said before, what people tend to do sometimes is end up queuing round the roundabout because there's a traffic jam getting off the exit they want, and that just blocks it and nothing moves in any direction. But technically the highway code says you shouldn't enter a roundabout unless your exit is clear, but people don't stick to that, and then you end up with a traffic jam right round the roundabout and nothing moving anywhere, which I guess traffic lights avoid. So it's good and bad in both, as is in most things in life. Okay, so where are we headed here? Going up here and round to the right by the look of it. Still round to the right. Very large roundabout. Okay, so down here, and then there's another roundabout by the look of it. They're very keen on their roundabouts in this area, it seems. There's no reason really why we shouldn't rest at any time now, any convenient point. But we have still got 4 hours to go, 4.5. There's actually, is that a petrol station and rest spot in front of us? Can't see the rest icon, I can see the fuel icon. So I'm not sure if we can rest there or not. I'll say we're not desperate yet, we've still got 4 hours or so, so probably won't worry too much about it at this point. There's a train going overhead. Underneath the train line. Okay. Jacobpils. I bet that's Pronounced very badly, but there you go. 31 minute again. Church in front of us. And another roundabout. That two got to look at it. But we've got to go almost a double roundabout here. So around that one, and then it looks like it's pretty much straight on at the next one. And this way, it's fine. (43 mph) limit now, 70 kilometers an hour. We're back to 31 again. That was a police car, I think. (31 again now. It's very peculiar, very low speed limit for a second or two, and then back to 31. And now 43 miles an hour, so we can get going a bit down here. Now 50 miles an hour, even better. Get the cruise control enabled and try and follow the road and look for somewhere convenient to rest. Next one that comes up probably. And it seems we'll be crossing the border as well before too long, so there may be rest areas there as well. I still think that would be the case. Latvia into Lithuania possibly? We'll see. The farm there, fruit farm or something by the look of it. Yeah, definitely a farming area. Not sure what they are. Are they beehives? Don't know. Okay, so we'll just continue on down here. Farm vehicle on the fields there. We're definitely in a farming area, there's no doubt about that. So we're out of the cities. Bit of a drive through the country, very nice, very relaxing. And no traffic. Biggest stress from driving, I think, is traffic really. Getting lost can get you pretty miffed as well, to be fair, but these days sat-navs are so helpful in finding the way, especially in areas you don't know where you are. If you've not been to an area before, sat-nav really helps. That's taken out a lot of the stress of driving, but traffic I think is the big one now really. You can't do anything about traffic or traffic lights, I mean, it's how it is, so you just have to put up with it really. Driving for a living, of course, is considerably worse because you've got deadlines to meet and so on, and bosses don't usually care when you say, oh, there was a lot of traffic or whatever. I mean, they still expect you to make your deadlines, which isn't always very easy. But there you go. Okay, so this is a very large roundabout as well. We need to go this way. Scamper, Rekni, Rizekni even. Not sure. Anyway, down this way, so I do think track IR is really good. I can't imagine playing now without track IR. It's so easy when you can just move your head, and of course what it does mean is every time I move my head it gets to be moves, and sometimes that's not ideal, but for video purposes anyway. But because I have my keyboard to my left, if I look across to look at the keyboard for which key I'm pressing, then obviously the view changes like that. But, you know, it does make the driving so much easier when you can just do that, see if there's traffic coming. Whereas before you had to either set a button on your controller to look left, look right, or use the keyboard basically. So makes it much easier with track IR, I've got to say. There are alternatives to track IR that you can find online, and I've not had major problems with it. It plays up occasionally, you have to reset it in the software. But that's easily done, and generally works well, I have to say. You do just be careful of sunlight, because if sunlight comes through a window or something and hits the track IR sensor, then it won't work, because it works on infrared light in the headset. So if there's too much light hitting the sensor, then you can't distinguish between that light and the light from the track IR headpiece. So, but if you can blank out any light from hitting it, then you should be fine. You shouldn't have too many issues, really. I'm looking for somewhere to rest now. We've got 2.5 hours to go, so hopefully there will be somewhere before too long. I haven't seen any quite a distance now, so I'm hoping there'll be one coming up. Or as I said, possibly a border with a rest area. The Zekni is down that way. So hopefully there will be somewhere to rest before too long. Oh, that said something about border area. I don't actually see a border. Not on the route advisor anyway, but maybe that will come before too long. Two and a half hours, I'd have thought in 2.5 hours driving you should come across one rest area. You'd hope, anyway. Let's hope so, guys. Gotta be something down here somewhere. Twice we've got away with it that we've managed to rest right on when we started getting fined for avoiding sleeping, so I'm lucky to... Ah, now this looks like a border here. Flag has appeared. Is there a rest area here as well? Or not? What is this here? Is that a rest area? Can I rest there? Probably not. There's a gate across the road. What's that all about? Is that open just like one of the depot gates? Yeah, it looks like it does. First time I've seen that at the border. Okay, so we're through there. Border control point. No sign of a rest area. 12 miles an hour? Really? Oh, word. That is slow. 19 now. Welcome to Russia. Wow. So I didn't see anything actually marked on the route advisor as being a rest area there, which is a shame, but we'll carry on and hopefully come across somewhere fairly soon. Apparently we're in Russia. Rest area coming up. Well, hey, excellent. Well, it makes sense because Latvia was an ex-Russian state, ex-USSR, so as was Belarus and most of the countries around this area actually, so that would make sense that they would all border Russia. Maybe we're just skirting along a bit of Russia on our way down the route. So where is this rest area? Yes, I know you're tired, mate. That's why I'm hoping to get into this rest area somewhere. Looks like my best bet might be across the road. So I'd put it across here. Get us safely off the road. Rest there. We can't have all that long on the journey to go, I wouldn't have thought. The road looks clear. Okay, 6 hours 20 minutes to go. It's quite that long to be honest, but 242 miles. Hopefully we'll get there reasonably quickly, and I hope this video won't be too long for you guys. I'd like to finish the job in this video if possible. It's been 3 parts. I don't like to do too many parts. And I'm going too fast. Better. So I'd imagine if we've gone into Russia, then we must be in Rusmap, I would think. So we'll see if we see any unusual events as we as we go down the road. You never know quite what you might find in Rusmap, but we'll see. It's the first time I've seen a gate at a border like that, but maybe that's because it's a border into Russia. You check your papers or whatever. Maybe that's what it was simulating, I'm sure. Possibly sort of because it's the outside border of the EU, I would suppose. I think Latvia is in the EU, not sure. Anyway, let's head on. Try and get to our destination as quickly as possible now. We're into a 56 mile an hour limit, so we're now 43 again. I don't know why the speed doesn't change that quickly like that. It's like an unnecessary change of speed limit up to 56 and went down again basically a few yards further on, so hardly seems worth it, but there you go. Sure there's a reason. Okay, so we will continue down here. We're going uphill a little bit of a windy road. But very nice drive. I've enjoyed this job, I must admit. A very pleasant drive. An area that I've not driven through before. It's very nice. So I'm not sure if that gate at the border would have been there if I didn't have the mod in that puts the gate at the yards where we pick up and drop off our cargo. So whether that gate would have been there without that mod, I don't know, to be honest. We're staying at 43 mile an hour speed limit. We're coming up on the junction now anyway, where we need to turn right. Nebel. Nebel? Not sure if we'll quite discover the city, but lots of flats by the look of it. That I guess is police across there. That's maybe a local police station or something. Another fuel station in rest area here. Not terribly busy roads, you have to say. Still 43 mile an hour speed limits. I don't know if that's typical for Russia. It seems like quite a major road. Oh, now it's gone up to 56. As soon as I enabled the cruise control at 43, it changed to 56. That seems more like it on a road like this, I've got to say. Oh, we have a toll coming up by the look of it. Apparently I'm speeding again. Oh, it's dropped back to 19. I didn't see the change in speed limit to 19, I admit. Oh well. Right, here we go. Is this a border again, or...? I think it's a border. So it looks like we're in this 19 mile an hour limit for a while. It could be a border because there's another set of gates up here, so perhaps this is effectively a border area, I'm not sure. What does that sign say? Anything much? Republic of Belarus. So it is a border into Belarus. There you go. So we weren't in Russia for all that long then. We have to pay £2. Oh, very excessive. It was just to get across the border by the look of it. So I guess that's the Belarusian flag. Orange and green by the look of it. Not one I'm familiar with. I'm speeding again, sorry. Didn't realise the speed limit it has increased, it's now 50. So I wasn't really speeding then. Never mind. Didn't do very well with speed limits in that area, did I? The 19 seems terribly slow. Now it's 60 odd. Which we won't get to anyway, because our truck is limited at 55-ish. Okay, so another city coming up by the look of it. all very large buildings, blocks of flats or something. Yeah, something like try and pronounce that. Looks like it's spelled more Russian than anything I was familiar with. Lubeck, something like that, possibly. Anyway, need to keep an eye on the speed limit. Because going through a city, there's a very good chance the speed limit will drop. At the moment, we're staying at 50. Vitebsk. 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 Or something like that. Yes, we've just got it. There we go. 37 mile an hour limit now. No red traffic light. Big blocks of flats by the look of it. I assume that's what they are, and they are big. There's quite a lot of them by the look of it. So maybe lots of people live in these big blocks of flats in Belarus. There's a Volvo dealer there, which we could have discovered if we'd turned left and gone down there, but I'm not going to worry too much about that at the moment. I'm more interested in completing this video and getting this job delivered. There are lots and lots of these big blocks of flats. In fact, it seems to be full of them. Possibly that's how most Belarusians live. I don't know. Maybe living in a big block of flats like that is quite common. So it looks like there's a yard there where we can pick up jobs, so there's potential to get jobs from here as well. A bit of a steep downhill section. And uphill again, a bit of speed back down anyway. More blocks of flats to the left. Lights changed, thank you. So when you download, I think I'm right, I think it was Russian Open Spaces. There are two versions. There is one with English place names, which obviously is the one I installed, so that I've got some chance of understanding it. And the other one, I guess, is Russian place names. So I think it's either Russian Open Spaces or Rusmap, but I think it's Russian Open Spaces. So if you do go for any of these map extensions, you do need to have a look at the files when you download them and see exactly what's in there. Make sure you install the one that's going to be best for you. There's an airport there, clearly. So always read the readmes and see what requirements they have and how to install and all that sort of thing. If anybody's interested and is having any problems, I can do a video on how to install all this stuff. Just create a brand new profile and install it all. If anybody is having any difficulties, but if you follow the readmes, it's fairly straightforward. It shouldn't be a problem. You do need an unzipper of some sort, like WinRAR or 7-zip or something of that nature, so you can unzip zip and RAR files, which is generally the formats you'll get the mods in. And of course you need some hard drive space to store them on. It can be quite big. I mean, Promods is pretty big, I think. But then when you're covering sort of the whole of Europe and adding all this stuff in, all these scenery and everything else, it's gonna take up a bit of space, so you do need a bit of hard drive space free. I've got a 2 terabyte drive, so I don't really have any problems of space on the hard drives, that's a sure fact. And of course the other thing with the mods, as I've said before, and I will say again because it is oh so important, check that they are compatible with each other. And if you find your game starts crashing, remove them all, put them all back in one at a time and see which one is causing the issue. Might sound like a lot of faffing about, but it doesn't take that long. And very often you can find information online as to which ones work with each other anyway. But we've certainly confirmed that Promods, Rusmap, Project Balkans and Russian open spaces all seem to be working together quite happily, which is pretty cool. Giving us lots and lots of places to go, which has to be good. Because we are now 100 miles out, just over, so we should be there very shortly. Shouldn't take long now at all. More big blocks of flats. It seems very common to Belarus from what I can see. Are we going to discover this city or not? I thought we would. We seem to be driving through the middle of it, but maybe not. Who knows? Maybe it's not actually a city. It didn't seem to be on the route advisor as recognise it as much of a city, so we'll count that as a small village we went through or something. But there's some big buildings on the horizon in front of us. We're 95 miles away. I'm not sure if that'll be our destination, but a bit close for that, I think. Let's see where this is. What's the name of the place we're going to? Ratish Law, or something along those lines. This is Orsha, or something like that. Yep, Orsha discovered, there you go. Excuse me. Again, lots of these big blocks of flats, and that seems to be fairly common across this area of the world, from what I can see of things. Of course, high-rise blocks of flats are a good way of providing plenty of housing without having to use up lots and lots of land, because obviously they go upwards instead of having to have lots of sprawling cities and housing estates and all that sort of stuff. So they're quite big blocks, a lot of these. There's another red traffic light. Ah, it's changing. Excellent. Good timing. Interesting drive though through this sort of area. Looks very different to areas I've been more familiar with, and considering this journey started off in Norway and all the way through Sweden, through Russia, it's been quite an interesting journey, I must say. Hopefully should be complete pretty soon. We're 80 odd miles out. We're the 37 mile an hour limits. Unfortunately there's not a lot I can do to be going any faster. Let's change now. We can get our foot down a bit now. It says 45,222 income, so it should take us roughly around about the 90k mark. Getting on that way anyway, which is pretty good. Especially as we've bought up the second truck, more powerful truck, and paid off the loan. So we have no debts, and we're going to have roughly 90k in the bank, so I think that's pretty good. So we need to go left here. Certainly no problems with traffic there. There wasn't another vehicle in sight apart from one that went past us. So that's pretty good, so we can head straight on now. We're only 60 odd miles out, so we should be there pretty soon. And then it'll just be a case of finding our depot. What's the depot called? I don't know. From that Akahina or something? We'll have to follow the sat nav. Gets to the right place hopefully. So it's now 3 o'clock in the morning, so unfortunately some of the journey was at night, something I can't really do a lot about. So hopefully soon see an end to what appears to be a sort of forest type area and see the city that we're headed for. That's what I'm hoping. $50 miles now. Just over, but might as well call it 50 miles. Apparently going to take us about an hour and a quarter of game time, which should be only a few minutes in reality for our time, so hopefully we're almost there, I think. 45 miles now, so we should see our destination appearing fairly soon, I would hope. The roads haven't been too bad either. I haven't had any really bumpy roads that sometimes get in part of the Rusmap area. These have not been too bad at all, so it's been a reasonably straightforward journey, I have to say. Got a fairly large lake or something there, a couple of cars parked beside it, maybe they're fishing. Having said the roads aren't too bad, there was suddenly a major... Ah! Now here's our destination on the route advisor, so we are here basically. All we need to do is make sure we find the right place to drop off our cargo. So this would appear to be the city. A yard of some sort there, I think. We need to go right here, apparently. Police car, hello. Apparently we have to go down here. Very narrow road. This is interesting. Largely in the city, we're clearly heading right out into the country. It's an unusual approach to a yard, I've got to say. Don't know if this will be typical of the Rusmap area, the map, or what, but this is definitely quite unusual. Anyway, let's hope all goes well. It's extremely bumpy. What's this? Can we go through here? I think we can. This is quite a curious way to go, I have to say. I do hope it's got this right, because I'm going a tremendously long way down this basically farm track. Oh, helicopter overhead, I'd say. First time I've seen that. Probably wondering what on earth is this guy doing going up here? It says we've got 18 miles. But the depot is appearing on the route advisor now, so we must be close. Ooh! So this is a very weird. So waving at us, okay. Don't seem too shocked to see us coming through this way, so maybe this is a quarry or something that we're heading for. Maybe that's why it's so far out of the city. I'm just surprised there wasn't another way into this without coming down this track, effectively. But there you go. So this is where we're going by the look of it, down here. This appears to be where we're taking this cargo to. So let's see how we get in. Appear to be the gates there. Not parked in the most convenient places, is it really? There's our parking area, I can see that. Let's have these gates open. Ah, okay, there we go. Just wait for the gates to open. And here we go. It appears we need to spin around here. Tractor here. Hello there. Very chatty. So this must be a farm then, not a quarry. I'm hoping with any luck this isn't going to be too far off. The problem is I can't actually see where the space is. So I think I'll go to the overhead view. See if I can work out where it is we're actually supposed to be parking this thing. Right, there it is. And so pull forward, straighten it up. And it should be near enough. Should be near enough, okay, surely. Sound effects from the farm that you get when you're in the outside view as well. So, just go back a bit further. Straighten that up. There we go. And we should should be okay. Yep, there we go. So disconnect the trailer. And let's see what our reward for that was. Good work. 42,549. So our bank balance is now up to 88,459, so close to 90k. Okay, so that's the end of that video, guys. So I'll see you next time when we'll continue on with another job. But for now, if you've enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe for more updates, and I'll see you next time. Happy trucking, take care, bye now.